In this video, 5 secrets for a solid final expense presentation. I'm going to share with you some stuff that I normally would not share on YouTube, and in all honesty, I probably should only be teaching the members of our sales team. Coming up next, so stick around. Jeez, I'm already regretting this idea. If we haven't met, I'm Douglas Massey, you can call me Doug, and I want to thank you guys for checking out our YouTube channel, Final Expense Trainer. Having sold Final Expense for years now, I know that there are certain things that's gotta happen in every single presentation, but there's also some things that you can do on top of all that to make it even harder for the prospect to say no, so that they trust and, most important, like you. That's what this video is about. So understand, what you are about to watch is a true final expense sales training video. Now, one of the things that I do, and again, I probably am going to regret telling you this, but I have a mini website with my company information on it that I only share with the prospects that need a little extra convincing. So, just to be clear, it does not get shared with every prospect that I sit down with. Only the ones that are giving me a hard time and don't seem to be trusting me. You see, on that website, there's a lot of fluffy information that basically makes our agents and moi out to be superheroes. Not only that, but our organization, United Final Expense Services, actually does have an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau. So that means that our sales team can actually show this to their prospects too. And yes, an A+ rating with the BBB does go a long way with our final expense community. The exact way I do it is I take the potential client to the website and I show them that the logo on the website matches the logo on my business card along with the ID that I usually have hanging around my neck. At this point, I show them the A+ rating and I click on the BBB logo. This is a clickable link that the Better Business Bureau actually placed on our website, and it shows that we've never had a single complaint and that we're up to date on all the licensing and that we are a legitimate company that has been in business for several years. You see, the website is very basic and simply has an article that I wrote about the need for final expense life insurance. It's very accurate, and what it does. A few of the carriers we work with, and on the last page, I put a few paragraphs about the company, and I pointed out that we are an award-winning insurance agency. It also has a photo of Mariana and myself holding a big old trophy that my name was added to for being the #1 producer 3 years in a row with that carrier. Now, the typical final expense prospect that I show this page to will often assume that the award was given to us from the Better Business Bureau. At this point, the trust issue that the prospect was having is completely gone. Now their guard has been dropped and it's time to close that sale. The next secret I'm going to share with you is all related to TOR. Now, before I share this with you, I'm going to give you a sweet offer. The free New Agent Starter Kit. This is important as it all goes along with what I'm about to teach you next. For a copy of the free New Agent Starter Kit, you will have to stick around until the end of the video, and at that point, I'm going to give you exact directions on what you have to do, the hoops you're going to have to jump through to get a copy of this for yourself. It's actually not really hoops. So, if you don't follow the exact directions that I give you, you're not going to be able to get the copy for yourself. All right, back to TOR, otherwise known as time on the rail. First, I'm going to explain to you TOR and the importance of it, and then I'm going to teach you the correct way to use the items that are in the starter kit. Back when I was a good-looking stud in my early 20s and had a 21-foot fishing boat, my buddy Martin Bishop taught me the importance of TOR, which is time on the rail. And that simply was all about being leaning up against the rail of the boat and having your fishing line in the water, and how every second that you do not have your line in the water is a second that you cannot have a chance whatsoever of catching anything. It's simple. The more time you spend with your line in the water, the more fish you catch. And yes, it really, really is that simple. It's extremely important to spend lots of time during every aspect of the final expense sales presentation with the prospect. And that's where the tools in the free New Agent Starter Kit are going to come in handy. You got to spend lots of time building rapport. You got to spend lots of time showing them the difference between you and the next agent so that they like you. And it's also very important to spend plenty of time teaching them the difference between whole life insurance and the other types of life insurance that they're seeing out there all the time, so that they're very clear, crystal clear on what they're getting. Guys, if you do all this correctly, you won't need the stupid website or the BBB rating. One of the things in the starter kit, and this is why you need it so bad, is the guarantees of whole life insurance. And what you want to do is pull this bad boy out and read it out loud to your prospect while you're actually showing it to them line by line by line. This is the perfect time to explain to them how term life and universal life works, so they're very clear about what they're getting, and this also helps you to build credibility, especially if you appear to actually know what you're talking about. So 2 more tools that you will want to use are the Last Will and Testament and the Living Will Kit, which are also in the starter kit. At some point during the first half of your presentation, you're going to want to ask them if they have ever made out a will and if their family has signed papers showing that you know what to do if they ever end up in the hospital and can't make any decisions on their own. Most people do not have this done, and this is where we let them know that we'll be giving them everything that they're going to need in order to have all this stuff taken care of. And guess what, guys? It's included in our services today, free of charge. Here's your bonus tip. You can also use these will kits as a reason to sit down with your clients while you're door knocking. Hold on. Either working with leads or doing cold door knocking. Simply add it to your door knocking routine, especially when they don't want to let you in, by saying something like, well, I'm also supposed to go over your free Last Will and Testament and the Living Will Kit with you. It'll only take a few minutes. Where can we sit down real quick? Don't worry, Mrs. Jones. There's no cost or obligation. The last little tidbit that we're going to share with you today is how I use the I Am Your Policy and the 8 Reasons Seniors Buy Final Expense Insurance. And yes, it's all included in the free Agent Starter Kit too. What I do is share these with the prospects in order to keep them involved with what's going on, while I'm figuring out which carrier to use, and I'm putting together the pricing and preparing to do the close. I use a closing page that's in that kit too. We do not want them to get up and walk around and start getting involved with some other nonsense that's going on in the house, because this can easily kill your momentum, and you got to trust me, guys. The last thing you want is for that to happen. You got to avoid that at all costs. You want to keep them tied down, focused on what you're doing, even if you're doing something else. You want to have the I Am Your Policy laminated back to back with the 8 reasons. And what I do before trying to figure out the rates is I tell them to go ahead and grab their glasses, Mr. and Mrs. Jones, because I have some very important information that I need to share with you, and you're going to need to be able to read this. And then I have the husband and wife both read both pages back to back, one at a time. So not only does this keep them occupied while you're doing your thing, preparing everything, figuring out the prices, yada, 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 but these 2 pages actually help to embed the need for the insurance in a fashion that is highly suggestive and can often be hypnotic. So it actually can help you with closing your sale. Guys, for more information about working with Moy and being a member of our Final Expense sales team, just go ahead and shoot me an email at doug@ufesonline.com. All of our contracted agents at United Final Expense Services have access to me as your personal trainer, first-year commissions with most of the products starting right around 100 to as high as 120%, along with access to the best lead programs in the industry. For that free new agent starter kit that has all the tools that we just talked about using, and I taught you how to use them, just shoot me an email at that same address. And make sure that when you do send me the email that you actually request the free new agent starter kit. Most important, when you put the needs of your clients first, everything else will fall right into place. So get out there and do something good for someone today. Happy hunting. Oh geez, I hope I don't regret this. Whatever.